on the board, rise or run. No.
You said come show us.
On your hand though. There's some.
No, now you need it.
See your shine. Yes, thank you. Go ahead and look at what Yarissa is doing. She's going to use rise over run. Yes. Key thing, always. Plot 2 points that you can see, and then use rise over run. Go ahead and find 2 points. Yes, perfect. And now use rise over run. If you haven't done this already, go ahead and do this on your paper as well, along with her, so you get that extra practice. And now I actually want you to write, rise over run, and write what you rose and ran. All right. Think about what we have here. 3 over 6. Can I simplify this even more? What would I do? 0.5. What does that equal as a fraction? 1/2. And again, if I'm looking at my graph, I see that, yes, I do have those 2 points. I also have a point here. If I were to run here, I ran 1, and, rise 1 and run 2, 1 over 2, same slope. Yes, that was the one for that one. Finally, down here, I am dealing with a table. We mentioned already, we can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So, Genesis, I want you to help me out on this one. If I want to find the slope from this table, we said what we can use already. How would you do it? From a table, we know we want to be able to use this equation here. And we're going to need some points. Helpful tip. Let's go ahead and do this together. On the side here, I want us to write what's represented on the table as ordered points. Ordered pairs. Ordered pairs. So in my parentheses, where do I have my x value? In an ordered pair, for my parentheses, where do I have my x value? Left, here or on the right side? Left side. And my y value? So if I want to represent what's going on the table as ordered pairs, how would I write these values as ordered pairs then? I know I have an x value and a y value. Help me out with the first one, Genesis. I just want to represent what's going on here as an ordered pair. So the first one here.
Oh, 6.
-8 and what? 6. See how we went from there? Our table actually represents ordered pairs. Yes, I'm going to write it down. It is easier to do this because now I can visualize that I have a point that I can play with. Somebody else help me out. I want to get another point from my table. Doing the same exact thing. Writing as an ordered pair. Evelyn, I'm going to ask you to help me, Evelyn. Again, on our table, I want to write another ordered pair. Again, we know we have our x value on the left, y value on the right. What can I do? Give me another point I can use. -5 and 4. And notice that all we're doing from the values on the table, we're writing them as ordered pairs, x value and y value, x value and y value. Same thing here, x value, y value. And now I can visualize, hey, I have 2 points. I can plug them into my slope formula and find the slope. If you haven't already, I do want you to go ahead, use these 2 points and find the actual slope. Well done. Yes? Alright, so if I put this into my slope formula, what do I get as my slope? Bridget? Negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 over 3. Give me a thumbs up if you also got negative 2 over 3 when you found the slope of this table here. And notice that you don't have to use these 2 points. You can use any point on this table, but it is very, very helpful if you want to write these as ordered pairs, because then you can see, hey, I have 1 point, I have another point, I can now find the slope between those 2 points. It just helps you visualize what you're going to do. Sounds good? Let's go ahead and move on now. All right, go ahead and take a turn to the next page of your handout. All right. Whenever you came into the classroom, you should have also picked up the second handout. Go ahead and show that to me. Make sure you have this handout as well with the graphs on there. Richard, you have it? Perfect. All right. So on this exercise, what we're going to do is, listen up to me guys up here. So for these, notice how we have 8 blanks there on our paper. We have 8 graphs. What we want to do is, first off, find the slope of our graph there. Second thing, describe what is happening there, the characteristics. Let's go ahead and run through this first one together as a class. So for this one, we are looking at the graph here. Number 1, I want to find the slope of the graph here. If I am dealing with the graph, should I use the slope formula or can I use rise over run? Shout it out.
Rise over run.
Rise over run. Let's go ahead and find the slope here using rise over run on this first equation. On this first graph. So I always begin on my leftmost point, which is down here, and then I'm going to see how many points I'm rising. Go ahead and do this with me. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many did I rise?
6.
6. And then I run, how many? 1. So I'm rising 6, running 1. What is my slope here? 6. On your paper, I want you to use the correct notation. On our equation, y equals mx plus b, which variable represents our slope?
M.
M. So we're going to say m equals, what is my slope again? 6. After this, I want you to look at the graph there, look at the function, and answer the following question. Is the graph rising, falling, horizontal, or vertical? I want you to answer that. Now for the first question there, look at the graph, analyze it, see what's going on with it, and try your best to answer the following question.
Is there David Roman?
Yes.
Not bad.
All right. So now we have that. You're going to work. Listen up. You're going to work on the second one, third one, and fourth one. First, silently and independently. I'm going to give you the next 3 minutes. Next 3 minutes, 1 minute per question to answer the following problems, 2, 3, and 4. After that, you're going to get a chance to work with your partners. Let's begin. 2 minutes. about 30 more seconds. Try to get through as many of those 3 problems.
Which one? The thing about it. If go ahead and write the when you pick it. How many are you writing? 0. Which has it here, right? How many are you going? Yeah. 0 divided by 9. So, yep.
Is it the same one for this one?
4 divided by 0, what do you think that would give you?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yes?
Get it.
All right, so now I'm going to give you the next 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Talk with your partners. Make sure you are agreeing with the answers that you have on those first 4 questions. Go ahead, 2 minutes. I want you to have answered now those first 4 questions. Make sure you come to an agreement. Come to an agreement with those questions, especially number 2 and number 4.
Number 6.
Yes, Virginia. Where do you say something's here? What is it? 0 divided by 4, what does that give you?
Can I divide a calculator by 0?
Yeah.
0.
Can, right? But,
Now this one, how many am I writing?
I have nothing divided by 1,000. I
Right,
still have
6.
nothing. I have something divided by nothing.
Right.
Something. That same thing?
Can nothing go into something?
Now what does that become?
Can nothing go into something ever?
No.
Put it together.
No. So it's considered all undivided. It doesn't actually, there's no way to find an answer. Nothing divided by something is
Huh?
nothing. Something divided by nothing is, I have no idea. I can find it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're in trouble, I can get your calculator. So that's your calculator. It's 280. Like you have this one, which is your calculator. What would you say?
Divide something by nothing.
Go ahead and help other people you think we're any.
Is your name Maggie? No. 4.
Same thing.
All right. All right, listen up. Let me guys up here. I do want to go ahead and run through these, but I want somebody to come to the board and actually help me for the next 3 problems, 1 person at a time. So the first one. Ben? Yes, all right, Ben, go ahead and come help us. Find the slope. All right, I'll choose eventually, but for now, let's go ahead and go through problem number 2. I want you to show us rise or run. I do actually want you to write the formula that we use for that second one there. Go ahead and also check your work with what Maiden is doing. Yes. This is what I want you to write, rise or run, and then plug in the numbers. How many did you rise? Think about it.
0.
Okay. What does that become?
0.
So 0 divided by 4, that gives you, so what is my slope?
0.
0. Perfect, man. Slope equals 0. Thank you. All right. Very simple there. Then every number over a number. 0 divided by any number will always give us 0. A way you can check this on your calculator, you can divide 0 divided by any number. It's still always going to give you 0. For number 3, let me get a volunteer to come show us on the board the slope. Jose, thank you.
Get it done, Jose. Oh, yeah, Jose.
All right, thank you. So now you see. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Jose tells us the rise is 2, the run is 3. How many of you agree with this one here? Give me a hand if you disagree. Jared?
Be negative.
It'd be negative. Tell me why. Voice is off. I want to hear this. Very important. I want to hear why. I want to hear why you say it's negative, Jared.
It's going down.
It's going down. The function is going down. You are not rising to. You are coming down to. Yes, you see that now, Jose? Perfect. Go ahead and fix that on your paper. Fix that on your paper if you have a positive number. David, you want to go ahead and show me? Yeah, because you're going to the left. So I knew it would work. Same thing, yes, the negative is still there, but that's probably way to do it as well. All right, let me get a volunteer for the very, very last one here. Genesis, yes?
See what I mean?
We're going to also write rise over run, and then we'll figure out what we get there. So, right, how many you're rising, right, how many you're running. And we'll throw that equals.
You ain't wrong.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and look up at the board. Looking at question here, number 4. Number 4. Give me a thumbs up if you also got undefined for this question here. I need a thumbs up if we also got undefined here. Again, really quickly, on this one, I am rising 6 points here. I am running no amount. 6 divided by 0. I want you right now, go ahead and plug that into your calculator. 6 divided by 0, plug it into your calculator. 6 divided by 0. 6 divided by 0. What do you get? What do you get? Undefined. Undefined, you cannot divide. You cannot divide a number. Table on the back. You cannot divide a number by 0. That is always going to be undefined. So my slope here, what is it again?
Undefined.
Undefined. If you have 0, go ahead and fix that. On your paper it should say my slope, M, equals undefined. It is undefined on that graph. Question.
You just put 0 and like basically.
It's not the same thing as 0 though. It's something totally different. Here, the slope is defined, the slope is 0. Here, it is not defined at all. Let's think about this graph though at the same time. A linear function has to pass what? The vertical line test. The vertical line test. If I'm using the vertical line test on this function here, at this point, am I going to pass it? Am I passing the vertical line test?
Yes. No.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
it has to pass the word.
No. 2 points.
Yes. Dana, is that what you're going to say? Yes. So our vertical line there, our actual function at that point is just a vertical line there. If I'm passing my vertical line at that point, I'm at more than one value of x. The vertical line test fails. Therefore, this here is not even a linear function, because it fails the vertical line test. All right. Now that we have gone through those first 4, You may work now. Those last four at the bottom, 5 through 8, you're going to be able to work with a partner again. I'm going to give you the next 4 minutes to get this done. If you finish early, move on to the reflection questions at the bottom. Let's go ahead and begin. 4 minutes, the last 4 problems. Alright. I also do want to, yeah. Make sure we are skipping that last question there. Put right in there. I want you to be answering that last question as well.
Yes.
Over here, I also want you to be answering that last question at the bottom. Which type of characteristic is that line?
Why you couldn't ask that all first?
I want you to think, yes, we certainly, which of these? Omar, you, Bridges? Awesome. These I do want you still to be answering the question at the bottom. Which type of question is it?
Oh, I get it.
Over here, I still want you to also be answering those questions at the bottom if you haven't already. All right. I do want you to be answering the questions at the bottom of the characteristics. Did you answer it? No? I want you to circle it. What type of function is this? For each of these things. Yes, you have a question. Yeah, and just making sure
No, you didn't.
Are we done? I did say what was done. Are we done with this first 8? Yes, okay. All right. All right, because we were all done pretty early with these, I'm going to go ahead and stop us there. I do want to go over the last 4 questions. We're also going to be sure to answer every single question there. For number 5, Diana, from your desk, go ahead and tell me what your slope was for number 5.
-3.
Slope equals -3. More importantly, on your paper, what did you say about the characteristic of that equation? Say it. Falling. Falling? Give me a thumbs up if you also said falling for that equation. For number 5 there, if your function there looked like it was falling. Alright, let's move on to number 6. Yarisa, what did you get as your slope on this one? Number 6. M equals 0, slope equals 0. What did you say about the characteristics of that equation? Tell me. Vertical. Show me with your hand, Yarisa. What is the vertical? Yes. Horizontal. That one is a horizontal line. Perfect. Moving on to number 7. Number 7, Lisette. What do you say for number 7 for your slope? M equals 0? If I write rise over run, yes, undefined. M is undefined. What do you say, you said about the characteristics of that equation there, or that line? It's a vertical line, perfect. And finally, the very last one. Very last one, let me get Bridget to help me out. What do you say as our slope? Say it again. M equals 1, slope equals 1, perfect. What did you say about the characteristics of our equation, of our line? It's rising. Interesting. All right. Down at the bottom, give me a show of hands if you have already answered the reflection questions. All right, I'm going to give you the next minute, silently and independently. Go ahead and finish up A through D, answer each of these questions. Quick tip, it does help if you want to draw a graph on the side so you can visualize what is going on. General direction. General direction. So on our graphs, when we graph them, we read them left to right, just as we read anything else. So if your function, for example, is going this way, or coming down like that, the general direction, when we read them left, you read them left to right, this way, left to right. So if it's going in that direction for the first one, the line has a negative slope. What is the general direction? Okay? Go ahead and work on the other ones as well. How else would you describe that with your vocabulary? What is such? Write that down. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Or like I could argue
Say
this
it,
is
say it,
also
say what the word is.
it's graphs and every slope is positive, so what do you write down? I could argue
The
this is
slope of
back.
0. Look back at your examples. You see the slope of 0. What is the direction of the line? How is it going? Figure that out yourself. You see? Falling, rising. Perfect. Well done.
From where away? Down from, show me the example. This is negative, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how is it going down? From what to what?
Look back at your example. Try to set number 6. Look at the line we have there. All right. Let me get eyes back on the board. So we can talk about these. You can think about your functions, for instance, as if you're going on a roller coaster. For this first one here, negative slope